Here's one final example for section 2.2. Here's another list of numbers. I had StatCrunch randomly crank out 1,000 numbers and put them in this list. And I want to produce a histogram from grouped data. So when we group them, we do actually call it a histogram on StatCrunch. So go to histogram, the column, there's only one column to choose from. And this time, we get to define the bins or the group. So let's just say that I want to start at 0 and make classes of width 200. So that would mean, for example, that the first class of numbers here would be numbers from 0 to 200, and then the next category would be from 200 to 400, and then it would continue counting by 200s. So let's see what we get if we compute that. We end up getting this shape. You can see that this is a nice bell curve shape. In fact, I actually created this list by telling it to simulate a normal distribution, so that's what we would expect. And here you can see those bins. There's a lot more data in this case, and they span a much larger range than numbers of children. So this is a different looking kind of graph. And it's a little bit hard to see on this example that the class width is 200, but if this is 500, then basically the tick marks would be 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000. So if you wrote them all in there, you would see, for example, that this bar goes from 800 to 1000. And that's how you would get your class width of 200. Yeah, StatCrunch didn't do a very good job of labeling this axis down here. You're going to see some homework questions like this, and the x-axis is labeled a little bit more clearly. I would recommend that if it isn't, you just fill in the numbers yourself. So we really should have the right and left edges of each rectangle marked. This rectangle goes from 400 to 600, and those would be the class limits for that first class. 600 to 800 for the next class, and so on.